Yeah, welcome guys. Welcome to episode 3. It's nice to have you guys here again. So in the last episode, we talked about moving the player left and right, but we had issues moving our player. So eventually, what we needed to do was to get to check our ground detection. We need to detect the ground, so we need our player to detect the ground. So follow me through as we check what to do. So basically, what we need to do is we need to create a raycast for our player, and then we need to know where our rays are casting at, and we need to be able to detect the ground of where our player is landing on. We need that to be able to make sure that the player knows that it's colliding on the ground, and then it does what it is supposed to do. So once the player collides on the ground, he will be able to move left and right. But as we have it now, the player cannot move left and right. So normally you see this level geom here, which is supposed to be the ground or the level, is what we are going to make sure that the player collides with. So let me press play so you see what we had in the previous class. So as you can see now, if you look at this my game window here, I can't move the player. But if you look here at the position, at the transform position, I can move my player left and right. It's working, but I can't do it here because we have not set the gravity or the player to detect the ground. So for us to do that, we need to first and foremost go to our character creator script, our character controller script. So once you open our character controller script, first and foremost we need to add one or two things before we add the raycast. So first and foremost we need to add the layer mask, we need to add the raycast distance, and then we also need to create a boolean. Booleans are for truth or false statement. So booleans are triggered when you create a true or false statement or an if statement. So you use booleans for actioning that most often. So let's create variables now. So first and foremost, I would create a private float for raycast distance. I'll say this is equals to 0.2 float dash f. Then we need to create our flags and create like a boolean. So we say private bool. First, let me create a tag and say flags, just to be able to allow us to understand our codes well. So I say private bool move amount, yes, private bool, no, okay, so we have private bool, and we need to give this our ground a name so the player can know it's detecting on it. So let's say below, or we say above. Okay, let's say below, private bool below, and we have that. Now we also need to create our raycast. So let's go down and say private vector 2 we say underscore raycast position is equals to new vector 2. We also say we also need to use the raycast heat. So we say private raycast heat 2D. Let's call ray. Is equals to new raycast heat. We are trying to define the variable for this. Then next we need to like I said, we need to create functions for our check grounded, and then we also need to create functions for our arrays. We need to debug our arrays to be able to know where our array is casting at. So first and foremost, let's create function for check ground. So I say private void check grounded say vector2 raycast origins equals to rigid body dot position minus new vector2, which was what we created earlier. Zero for the x float and for the y float. For the x we have 0, for the y we are using the collider, which is the capsule collider dot size dot y multiply by 0.5. so let me explain what that is. So you see, when we go to our player here, we are trying to create raycast to be able to cast rays from our player. So if you see our player if you go very close, you see this shape, this collider shape here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me change the color of our player first. Okay, I don't think I can change the color of the player, or let me see if I can change it. Yeah, so you see these rays, this collider. So we're trying to create rays. So for the x, which is horizontal, we said 0. Then for y, which is the vertical, we are creating a raycast here. So that's why we are pushing it forward and saying we are using our capsule collider, the size of our capsule collider on y-axis, we are multiplying it by 0.5 float. So we are trying to divide this. Our capsule collider starts from the middle here, so the origin of our capsule collider is in the middle, so we are dividing it by 0.5. so that's what we are doing essentially. So let me continue. So let's go back to our code. So you say 0.5 and then vector2 raycast origin rigid body position, yeah, minus new vector2, yeah. Okay, Then next thing we need to call the raycast for the origin for the left and for the right and for the center, which is what we are going to do. So for the left, we are going to minus or we're going to multiply x by 0.25 and for the y by 0.1. So let's say raycast position don't forget we created this new vector 2 and said raycast position over here, which is our raycast position is new vector 2 and it has 3 axes, so the left, right, and then the center. So we say raycast position 0 equals to raycast origin plus vector 2 dot left multiply by the capsule collider the size of the x and you multiply by 0.5 no 0.25 and you add the vector 2 up to it. Don't worry, we're going to, I think there's an issue here. Yeah, so we're going to copy this code. I don't want to repeat myself, so just copy and paste it twice. We're going to work on the left and the right and also the center. So for the center we say instead of 0 we say 1 and then we just have the raycast origin there. Which is the normal origin, the normal position for the raycast. And then you know you've divided the size of the collider. So when you divide it by 0.5, the size will be just here. So if you do what I said for the x and you multiply by 0.25, it's going to push it up a bit. Then by 0.1 you push it up a bit, and then multiply the x by 0.25, it pushes it to the left or to the right. If we are using vector 2 left, it goes to the left. If we are using vector 2 dot right, it's going to use the right. So that's what we are. You would see it, you see the raycast when I'm done. So we have this for the left, and then for the right just the same thing. I'll just change this here. Right. And next thing we need to do is we need to create the we need to create a for loop. Say for int I equals to 0, I less than raycast position. So you see, auto corrected it for me. Dot length plus I. No, is I plus plus. and we say the raycast heat to the heat is equals to the physics to the dot raycast. So we are defining raycast heat to the now as heat. So we'll call it heat going forward. Vector 2 dot down. Hope it's making sense to you little by little. Raycast distance layer mask. Have we created layer mask earlier? Okay. Okay, we're going to have to create the layer mask in the player controller. Yes. If heat.collider heat.collider is true, then you say raycast heat of I is equals to heat and then number of ground hits. You add the number of ground hits, the amount of times it hits the ground. So it's an increment, number of ground hits. So we also need to create a function for this number of ground hits, and then we say we need to create a function for the number of ground hits. Say int number of ground hits is equals to 0. So you see, we've taken off that error. So the number of ground hits is an increment once you collide the ground and you hit. Show the raycast. So if number of ground hits is is greater than 0, below is equals to true. So we are triggering the bool that we created the function for. Else is false. Yes, so for this capsule collider, I'm coming, just give me a sec. have the capsule collider here. Capsule collider 3D. Yes, so we should call it. Yeah, so for us to call the capsule collider, we need to go to our start function. Yes, we have done that. Capsule collider. Yes, get components of the capsule collider. Yeah, we've done that. Okay, let me finish with this. I'm going to settle it. So we've created the function for our check grounded. Now we need to create the function to be able to check our arrays. So we say private void draw debug array vector2 direction and we need to determine the color also. Call it color. For int I equals to 0, I less than recast length recast position dot length and an increment I plus plus. Also say debug.array debug.draw array raycast position I of the int direction multiplied by the raycast distance. And color. Yeah. So we're having error, so I'm going to fix those errors on line 81. So first and foremost I would fix that, but I think we have an error in my code also. Yes, we're supposed to create the layer mask, public layer mask first layer mask. Then let me save this. Let me open the character with the player controller script. I need to quickly fix something in the player controller script. So we need to create an if statement here for the number of ground hits, and also we need to know when our player hits the ground. So let me do this. I say if a character controller .2d a character controller 2D no if our character controller dot we are trying to reference or instantiate this below here, this function of below. So if character controller dot below else character controller dot move is move direction multiplied by time dot delta time, or no, it's the move direction we are moving. So let's move this up, alt and move. Raycast is always very tricky for me, sorry guys. But eventually I always get it. By the time you do a lot of research, you get where you are. So I have this. Why is my character controller not working this time around? Okay, so there's an issue here. Is character controller not underscore character controller? That was a mistake. Yes, so I need to instantiate this below. Yeah, let me check. Where do I have this below? If number of ground is below. So yes, we have it. It's supposed to be a public variable here. Public bool. Yes, this is. So I shouldn't have issue with that below in my player controller. Yeah, so we've settled that. For the move direction time dot delta time, that's my character controller. I need to check if I hold my character controller. Where's the error? Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay, this expression is wrong. Okay. Let me check my code. Line 8227 to 82. Okay, it's not supposed to be a comma, it's supposed to be a semicolon. Yeah. Stem done. Okay, let me check it. Oh, you see, using system.numerics, I don't know how this got here, but we need to remove this. We can't have system.numerics and also using Unity engine. We are going to have a conflict in our vector 2 and vector 3. So, but if we use just using Unity engine, we should not have any issues again. You see it? So we don't have any errors again. Now let me go over my player controller script again. Okay, remember we had done this walk speed. Yes, we had created vector 2 inputs, the move direction also. We made public the float, we made public the walk speed so that we could be able to view it here. Yes, I think the error is gone. So we could be able to view it here. Yes, the walk speed and gravity. What else? Okay, so after doing that, we instantiated the character controller. We called the function for the character controller. Yes. Yes, we did this. Yes, and then we created an if statement. If character controller dot below, if it's touching the ground, we've not given it an action. But if it is true, yes, there's going to be an action, but we've not given that. But if it is not true, then gravity, you say move the direction y, that's up or down, minus equals to gravity multiplied by times dot delta time. Yes, I think we've corrected that. Yeah, and then for our character controller, yes, we had issue. Yes, I think we had to create the public layer mask. Yes, a public layer, we had to make public the layer mask, and also the bool, we had to make public the bool to remove some errors then, because it was private. Then what else? Something is missing. Okay, let me test my code now. So let me save it. Okay, saved. Then I'll test my code. Press play. Yeah. Oh, we can't see the raycast. What is happening? What is happening? Is it moving? No. Okay, so first and foremost, we need to make sure that our player is colliding with what we wanted to collide with. So let's go to our player, scroll down. Remember the layer mask that we created earlier, this layer mask here. So it's going to show, we made it public, so it's going to show for us to be able to choose what we want our players to collide with. So our player should be colliding with the level geometry, and then we need to change the platformer, this platform. We need to change the layer to also level geom so that our player can collide with it. I think we should be able to play now, but I'm still not seeing my raycast. I need to check. Give me a bit, let me see. It's moving, but it's kind of slow. It's not even showing on the transform, but okay. Let me go back to my code and check to be very sure. My if grounded. Yeah. Check grounded. Oh shoot. Okay, I did not call my check grounded function in my update function. Yes, I need to call my check grounded. Check grounded. I need to call it in the update function. Yeah, this should do it. Let me see my debug.ray. Yeah. What else? Yes. Yeah, this is good. Let's test this now. So yes, it's colliding. So now you can see the ray, but I can't see the one on the right. That's an issue. But wait, let me see if the player is going to move. Okay, so the player is moving. But why can't I see the ray on the right? So you see our player is moving. Yeah. So we successfully created our player movement. We allowed our player to check if grounded, to check the ground, and after that our player can move. Yes. Wow. So in the next episode, I'll be teaching you how to make the player jump. That's the next episode. Thank you very much. Have a great day.